Okay, now that I have your attention, welcome to your numerology life path reading for the month of October 2021. So I had to put that up there in a way that actually grabs people's attention, because so many people will literally just go through the intro, and it's really important that you understand the overall context of the month. So that you can really factor in how this is actually going to affect your life path number. And more importantly, the intro is there and it's the same for everybody. So if you're literally just skipping the first part where I start to speak, you're going to miss the message where I tell you that the intro is important because it provides a context. That being said, this month is a universal month 6, right? So for all of us, the universal energy that this month is governed by is the number 6. Now 6 is in a lot of ways the number of home and hearth. It's the number of familial ties and responsibilities, but it's also more than that, right? So things that are really important for you to know for this month: educational pursuits this month are going to be highly favored, as will anything to do with that academic kind of sphere. Now, what's beautiful about this is this could be a really good month for you to dedicate yourself to some sort of educational program. Given the fact that we've got the Mercury retrograde taking place, this would also be a really good month for you to rededicate yourself to your studies. If there's something that you've been studying that you know you could pull your finger out on and you need to get back to, no matter how busy you are, if there's something that you need to pick your learning back up on or catch up on, this is the month to do it. This is the month to do that work, to get yourself back to where you need to be in your studies in some way, shape or form. So that being said, as I said, this is the number of the home and the hearth, right? So domestic life this month is going to take a huge upswing, whether this is clearing your gutters, mowing the lawns, chucking out the leaves, giving the house a new fresh coat of paint, all of the maintenance work. So not necessarily like the sexiest stuff in the world, but the stuff that really helps us take care of the things that we actually have is where you need to put your focus this month. Anything that you do in that regard will go a long way. So also community matters, right? So in a 6 month, the communities that you are tied to, whether those are digital communities, local communities or familial ties, this stuff really is going to come to the fore. It's going to be quite important for all of us in some way, shape or form. Given that 6 is that energy of maintenance, and it's also the energy of enhancing and balancing out the experience that we're having, this would be a really good month to check in with your tribes, to check in with your people, to make sure that you're giving enough to your familial, digital or local ties. This is a great month for you to maybe search out somebody in your community or find a group in your community that you want to belong to. If there's a new class that you want to take, if there's a group discussion that you want to join or something of that nature, this is a good month to do so. It would also be a really good month as well to use that Mars in Libra action orientated energy around relationships. If there's something of an active kind of energy that you really want to pursue or to help or to push forward, if there's something that you feel really viscerally connected to on a social level, this would be a really great month to get involved in that kind of thing. So I've also got here as well problem solving and solution finding. 6 energy is really great for this because it's very often like, when you're cleaning, when you're doing something monotonous and this amazing idea comes to you, or not even that, sometimes when you're in the most random place or you're having a shower or whatever, like the idea to something or the answer or the solution to something will come to you. This is why getting into those tasks this month can actually be really, really helpful in some way, shape or form. I don't know, for me personally, I always find that when I go about, like when I start cleaning or doing something, it's like, because this is kind of free, like this kind of has a moment to say, okay, we can focus on all of the other stuff, right? It's really interesting. So Balance in relationships. I find this really interesting because 6 energy is ruled by Venus. The sun is currently in Libra, as is Mars, right? So there's a lot of focus on those kinds of energies at this moment in time, which I find really, really interesting and really intriguing, because balance in relationships in a 6 month is going to be really, really important. Dedicating time to your relationships, dedicating time to their maintenance, to their upkeep. What does your partner want? What does your partner need? Are you giving enough to your relationship? Are you assisting your partner? Are they giving those things back to you? Are your relationships balanced? Are they fair? Are they equal? Are they where they need to be at this moment in time? All of this stuff could be highlighted for you. If you're not in a partnership, what about the relationship or the partnership with yourself? How is that at the moment? How is the self-talk? Is the self-talk good? Is the way that you treat yourself and nurture and nourish yourself in balance, or is it just work, work, work at the moment? These are all things that you can look at this month and actually make some real headway with. Home purchases. So anything that you need to buy for the home, anything that you want to or maybe even purchasing a home itself. This month, because that 6 energy is in the rule, this would be a great month to tap into that energy. Now, here's the way that this is going to work, because obviously we do have the Mercury retrograde, and yes, we've got a lot of planets going direct this month, but what we need to consider here is this. If you are not a Mercury retrograde native, if you weren't born with that happening in your chart, recycling old items of furniture, upcycling, redoing, re-sprucing, like all of that sort of stuff. Go into thrift stores, or we call them car boot sales here, right? Or a yard sale or anything like that is highly favored. One, because you can get much better deals on anything that is second hand during a Mercury retrograde, and 2, because anything that you upcycle or recycle in some way, shape or form, you have a chance to really get the most out of. That's one of the ways that you could really get a lot out of this particular Mercury retrograde, because it's happening in the sign of Libra. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say this would be a good time to purchase anything large and new. But if you were, excuse me, if you were born under a Mercury retrograde, free reign, right? You get to go nuts while the rest of us run around like headless chickens going, Mercury! You guys can sail through, right? So those rules don't really apply to you. And it's not to say that they always do when Mercury's not retrograde, because obviously it doesn't spend as much time retrograde as it does not retrograde, but it just means that you guys have the upper hand in this way. And I kind of find that interesting. It's almost like a cosmic gift or blessing. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give you guys an advantage here, whereas let's say somebody who has Jupiter in the 2nd house has the cosmic upper hand when it comes to making money, or do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of, we all get some form of a blessing, but those of you that were born under a Mercury retrograde, that is yours, right? Okay, so that being said, this is a really good time to redecorate. It's a really good time to clean your house, the autumn or the spring clean. If you didn't get round to it when the autumn equinox kicked in, this is a perfect month to do so, absolutely. And also, this energy is a great energy to make a house a home. All right, so whatever that means to you, whatever you could do or get ready or bring into the home, that's going to enhance the experience of the house or the place that you live in becoming your actual home, or at least feeling more like home for now. Whatever you put in place this month could go a long way to creating that energy for you. All right, so with that said, that is your intro and overview. Thank you for sticking with it, and I will see you for your life path reading. All right, take care, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, you wonderful Life Path 4 person. Welcome to your October 2021 numerology. Let's get into it. So this month, the way that this month's energy combines with your own is powerful and dynamic. You yourself carry the energy of determination, strength, the power through routine, staying power, the ability to stick it through. Got that stamina, yo. Right, being able to take things over the long haul, over the long term. This is in itself a really powerful energy, and because of the way that your energy combines with this month's energy, this gives you a really potent, a really, in a lot of ways, a very powerful what's the word? A very powerful ability to start something and see it through to completion. This is a really powerful month for that reason, and it's going to make you passionate, dynamic. It's going to make you forthright and bold, right? You guys tend to be very honest anyway, but one thing I've observed with the 4 people, because you're quite reserved, a lot of the stuff that you say that could be pointed kind of goes under the radar, and then once people have thought about it, they're like, oh my god, I just got shaded. You know, because it's quite subtle, but it's quite pointy. Whereas this month you're going to have the passion, the vigor, the drive, the dynamism to really push things forward. So this month you have a full channel, right? So you can take things right through to completion. That being said, it's the way that this combines for you is it's a new energy, a fresh energy, the energy of beginnings and starts in some way, shape or form. So I'm going to say this to you: whatever you do this month, ask yourself, do I want to keep revisiting? Sorry, it's really windy here today. I want you to, that's the universe's way of, you tell them, Raf. This month you want to be like, your mantra has to be, what I'm starting, what I'm doing, what I'm focusing or dedicating myself. Do I want more of this for the next 9-10 months from here on in? You have to be really hot on this. Now, try things on for size. If there are new things that you want to do, it's like a pair of jeans, right? You don't just go into a shop and say, yeah, they'll do. You try them on, you style them out, you take pictures, send them to your girlfriends or your boyfriends to see if they, you know, do like these. All of that. This month, do lots of that in all areas of your life, but ask yourself, is this something that I want to be doing a lot more of for basically the next year, right? So what you start this month is quite important. What you start this month as well has all of the promise and the potential to really succeed. It just requires you to start in earnest, right? And earnest is an energy that you guys have in bags and spades anyway. So when it comes to love, for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this month, bringing new things into the relationship. Yes, you can call it all of that as well. Bring things in that are going to spice it up, make it sexy, make it fun, make it vibrant, make it energetic. Pour all of this energy and this power and this newfound excitement for life into your relationship, into your partner. This is a month where you may be feeling more spontaneous than you usually are. Now, if we're going to call a spade, 4 energy is not known for its spontaneity. It's known for its staying power. It's known for its routine and its love of routine. This month you could break out of that. This is the month, if you've ever thought, you know what, I'm in a pattern, I'm in a holding cycle, I don't want this anymore. If you ever had that experience, this is your month to break out of that. This is your month to try new things when it comes to your partnerships, connections and relationships. For those of you that are single, if you're starting something with this month, it's got to be starting something. If you're starting something with someone this month, again, it has all of the potential to grow. This is likely going to be a month where you're meeting new people, where you're in situations where you can meet new people, which is great. So any and all invites that come up for you this month, go ahead. You could even, I would go as far as to say as well, even if you're not usually this kind of person, like this month, you've got that sort of, I'm going for it, right? So if you're not really the sort of person to ask someone out or make the first move, this month you could surprise yourself. For your money, your finances, this energy makes you bold, it makes you a go-getter. It could see you come up with a money-making scheme or a lucrative idea or enterprise, and it gives you the energy to start it and to see it through because you've got your own 4 energy that's always going to be working in your life. This is phenomenal. And when it comes to money, you could be a little bit more spendthrift, right? So spendthrift means that you spend more. So you could be that. Now, remember, although you've got this powerful driving forward, new beginning, initiatory energy firing through you, 5 planets at the time that I'm recording this video are retrograde. 4 of those planets are going to go direct this month. So remember, that energy is there. Even if you feel it lagging in the world, that's not you, that's the external, and there are ways around that. You just need to figure them out, especially in a 1 energy month, because this really is going to give you, it will give you newfound eyes to problems that you've had or experienced up until now. When it comes to those of you that are, in terms of your work, so for those of you that are employed, this is the month, right, where whatever ideas you have, especially the bigger, the bolder, the more pioneering your ideas are, the better they're going to be received this month. And I know you're probably thinking, like, really? Like, yes, absolutely. And the fact that they're coming from you, someone who is all about the tried, true and tested, it's really going to pick up steam. It's really going to be noticed, because people are going to be like, wow, you know, this is really different for you, but I like it, right? You're being received really, really well. And you will be shining more in some way, shape or form this month. You will be more of the center of attention, which a lot of life path forward people don't really like, but hey, listen, it's only a month. For your business owners, people that work for themselves in any capacity, this is the time where you get to really ask yourself, and I said this to another life path and I can't remember which one it was now, but as a business owner, whether you're a one-man band, whether you have hundreds of employees, as a business owner, your earning potential is practically unlimited, right? And it really is. Like, it's scalability, obviously, and you know, your ability to fulfill the need or the desire or whatever obviously count. But for the most part, your earning potential is unlimited. With this kind of energy, if you have an idea, if there's something new, bold, pioneering, something different that you've always wanted to try, this is the month to go after it. For those of you that are looking for work, get proactive. No more sitting on the couch. You got that energy sort of last month where you could kind of, you know, maybe coast it a little bit. This month you don't have that option, right? This month you really have to hustle. This month, whatever the work is that you want, you go after it, you chase after it, you make it happen. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, never forgotten in my book as far as I'm concerned. You're way too valuable. This really is about what you now feel is going to make life worthwhile. Whether it's volunteering, whether it's taking up gymnastics at, you know, 60 years of age and throwing your first backflip. And before anybody complains in the comments about this, when I was 22, I threw my first backflip at the age of, I think it was 16, but I never did it again until I was 22. But when I went back to gymnastics at 22, there was a guy there who, for his 60th birthday, wanted to learn how to throw a backflip. And the day that he did it, we all went insane, you can imagine. So it can be done. And I will never let anyone tell me that it's not possible. But this month, if there's something new, something bold, something dynamic, something way out of your comfort zone that you want to do and you're retired, this is your month. For your best steps, get into it, right? Be proactive. Use this month's energy. No matter what's going on in the world, what you initiate is what truly matters. So your best steps are to get out there, get on the front foot, get ahead of the competition and insert yourself into life. For your warnings, usually 4 is a team player. This month you're not interested in playing in teams. You may not necessarily even as well, because 4 loves rules and regulations, but this month you might kick against that and be like, no, I want freedom, I want liberation, I'm not interested in boxes or anything that holds me back. And people could be like, okay, who is this person? They've gone mad, what's going on? It's not that, but you do have to find a way to temper who you normally are, because remember, it only lasts a month. So if you burn your entire life down over the course of this month, when that energy is gone, you know, the very sobering effects of reality are going to kick in. For your new moon message, you have the gate 64 and confusion. This isn't actually about confusion. It's about the energy of really discovering your, relying on your innate abilities. Remember, a new moon is a dark moon. So if at that time you're thinking to yourself, what is the next step now? You're not going to find it out there. You have to go within, right? One energy is very self-directed because it represents the sun. So that's the energy that you're exuding this month. For your full moon message, you have the gate 27 and caring. You see the robin on the front? One thing that I've observed in my own life from quite a young age now, and something that I share with a friend of mine who's a really good friend, whenever we see robins, we say these are messages from spirit. And I can pretty much pinpoint big moments in my life and hers actually, where we've seen a robin just at the moment or the day that something big was going to happen. So this full moon could highlight something massive to you, and because it is the energy of caring, this is really, I mean, the full moon is going to show you not only what you care about deeply, but it's going to show you what you're being pushed towards that maybe you didn't realize you cared about. That is the passion that comes through this month, right? It allows you to see things in a different way, and that full moon might really highlight something for you where you go, wow, I didn't realize I was so passionate about this. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.